Good morning everyone, welcome back to another video. Apologies, there's not a lot going on in the background here. I am sat on the floor in my office, but the lighting in here is just so beautiful that I thought I would sit myself here and we can go through my latest vintage designer purchases all the way from Japan, and I'm really excited about them because each of these has been a very thought out purchase. I actually made my wish list before I even started browsing. Actually, I've got a video on that. A few videos ago I did my designer wish list, and from that I then started browsing. Before we get into it, I noticed that I have quite a few new subscribers here on my channel, so I wanted to welcome you all. Thank you so much for actually hitting that subscribe button. I know I am a culprit of watching creators and absolutely loving their content, watching them for months and months and months, and I very rarely actually scroll down on their video, hit like, leave a comment or subscribe to their channel. So I really appreciate you guys. I love my community here on YouTube, but it's always nice to, I don't know, the more the merrier for me. So rather than making you wait, I might actually start with my favorite purchase from this haul, and that is the gorgeous vintage Gucci bamboo mini Boston bag. I don't know if that's its official name. Obviously with vintage bags, it's hard to find their official name. That is what I call it. It's very similar to the mini Speedy from Louis Vuitton when it comes to the dimensions and the size, and that is a very, very popular bag. And I can see why now that I've had this in my collection for just over a week and I've been using it consistently every single day. I can see why this particular size of bag is so popular. If you've been watching my channel for a while, you would know I've had so many vintage Gucci bamboo pieces in my collection now over the years, and for some reason or another, a lot of those weren't working for me. It could be the functionality, it could be the color, it could be the material, or there was too much damage. There's so many reasons as to why I might sell a bag on, but the main reason is I'm just not reaching for it. So when I was doing a handbag audit recently, it just didn't feel right for me, someone who always talks about vintage Gucci bamboo pieces, that I didn't have one in my collection. So I did a lot of browsing, and as soon as I came across this style, I knew that it was going to tick so many of my boxes. It's just very, very comfortable. I love that it gives off a structured vibe, even though it is quite soft at the same time. Plus, something else I liked is that when the handles are down and you are using the crossbody strap, it looks quite nice too. Like the actual handles are a form of decoration, which I really love. And it took me months to come across this one because I had come across others. They were either in different colors or the damage was just too far gone. I feel like I know the amount of damage that I'm willing to take on and when it's worth just paying the extra money to find one in a little better condition. And as you can see, I have stylized it with some of my own little handbag charms. We've just got this little one here I purchased from eBay. It's a bit of a Miu Miu dupe and it adds a nice little pop of brown there. I've got these little charms here. I don't know if you can see them, but these are from Dylan Kane, and whenever they send me a bag, they put this actually like on the packaging, and I always thought they're way too cute to throw out. So I've always kept them and I've never had a reason to use them. But yeah, I just feel like on this bag it adds a little bit of something. And then I've also got this charm here, which was from Est Studios, which is a beautiful handbag brand. And I think all of that together, I don't know, let me know what you guys think. I just felt like it made it look a little more casual. If I was wearing this out to dinner or something, I'd probably take all of those charms off and just use it as a little top handle, but it just gives it that edgy, cool girl vibe. So in here we have some Tic Tacs. My friend Chloe had some in her bag and I was like, oh my God, I forgot about Tic Tacs, and they're so nice. So I got those. I also have in here my sunglasses. I do keep these in like the side pocket of this bag because there's like this little zip pocket just to keep them protected. But these are the Vela sunglasses. Absolutely love these. I've mentioned before, I want to get them also in the sage green because they have ones that have like a greeny lens and they look really nice as well. I also love that these aren't too dark. I never used to like lenses where you could see your eyes, but that has completely changed over the years. I just feel like I can see so much easier and I'm still getting that protection on my eyes. Same with big sunglasses. I'm loving big sunglasses at the moment. We were at Maya the other day and I was having a browse through the specs. I've got a few pairs on my wish list at the moment, and anything that's like big and chunky, it's just the best for visibility, and I want to go back to doing that. I love little fashionable ones, which I'm happy to wear if I'm like heading out for drinks or something, or if it's a wedding, but day to day, I need it to be a bigger frame because I'll just wear them more. So I've got those in there. I also have my AirPods, which I went for a walk this morning and took those. I've got a new lip gloss in here. This is one of the YSL lip plumping. I don't know the actual name of it, but it's their plumping lip gloss. I am always drawn to that purpley shade. Same with on my nails, like this color on my nails I always really love, which are very much in need at the moment. I've also got my car keys, which nothing exciting. I actually went through all of my keys and got rid of any that I wasn't using. So now there's only a couple on there, and it's just so much easier to carry in all of my bags. I also have the crossbody strap. So yeah, it depends on how I feel. I've actually really loved using it as just a little top handle. I think it looks really cute, but of course I have been wearing it as a crossbody as well, which is why I'm leaving that strap in there. And then the last item is my wallet, which is this beautiful Chanel one here, which I will talk to you about because this is one of the items that I recently purchased. So that is everything that is in the bag. Very, very simple interior. You've just got one side pocket there. You've got the little Gucci label, and of course you can just fit all of your essentials. Having this flat base is really, really nice when you're stacking all of your items. You want to find the ones that have no feet, because no feet means it's the mini. As soon as they start to have feet, that's when you're getting up in those bigger sizes. So that's something to really keep in mind when you're having a look. It also has this little bamboo detail on the zip, which is super cute. So that is my current everyday bag. I wish I could link it for you. If I do come across any, I'll of course try and link them below. But yeah, I just cannot stress to you enough how much I search and browse the internet to find a lot of my vintage handbags. So it can be difficult when you guys ask for me to kind of help you. That could mean hours and hours on the computer for me. So I mentioned in my recent designer collection video that I was on the hunt for a Chanel wallet, but I wanted it to be a little bit larger than my last one, which is, okay, this one here. So I absolutely love this little wallet. It's basically a card holder, but you do have little pockets there so you can put some coins and cash in there, which I absolutely love. However, I have gone back to the cash stuffing budgeting method, which I'm really loving. It just stops me from overspending basically. This particular quilting has just always been my absolute favorite. So I knew I wanted to find something like this, but a little bit bigger, because I have seen people turn wallets around this size into cash stuffing wallets by adding a ring binder and some envelopes. Now, if you're not interested in this, I'm not going to delve in too much because I know it can be boring for some. I might do a whole separate video on how I do this, but this is going to be a bit of a project. So the plan is to buy a little ring binder spine, I don't know what you actually call them, and I want to stick it in with like double-sided tape or something in the center here, so that you've got gold rings, and you can purchase little envelopes, like clear envelopes, around this size. I've done the measurements, which is, I looked into all of this before I actually made this purchase, and I would love for this to be almost like a little ring binder, and then I can separate all of my cash. So for coffee, food, fuel, all of those daily expenses, I'll have them organized in there. And then on the other side, you have this little pouch here, which is of course for coins. And of course, when I'm doing the cash budgeting method, I always have coins, so having a pocket for those is absolutely essential. Not to mention the size of this, I will also be able to fit like a lip balm or something in there. So I'm really excited to try this out. I hope you guys are too. If that's something you're interested in watching, please let me know in the comments below. I'll probably film it anyway. But yeah, I'm just really excited to turn this into a little cash stuffing binder, but we'll see how we go. And then the last item I picked up is actually a vintage Gucci tote. So I'm not completely sold on this yet, and there are a few reasons for it, but I just wanted to talk about why I actually had this bag on my wish list to begin with. So I love a tote bag. I use them all the time. You guys know how much I love my Longchamp Le Playage bag. I use it for work, and I know that it will be a really great mum bag as well. And a lot of you guys have chimed in the comments and all let me know that you also use your Longchamp Le Playage as your nappy bag, and it works out really well. So of course I've got that. I don't need any more. However, I thought it would be nice to kind of look out for a PVC one, because I thought PVC would be great. It would be child friendly. You could wipe it down, and it just, yeah, it might be a really handy durable mum bag. So I wanted one specifically to be able to fit my large tote bag organizer, because this is just the perfect size for me. I'm able to fit all of my work essentials in there. I can fit my water bottle, my agenda fits in there really nicely. Plus I've just got like pockets on the outside for sunglasses. This is like my little essentials pouch. I'll link all of this below, by the way. But anyway, I just really wanted this tote to be able to fit this. If it was any smaller, then I just won't reach for it. That is something I've realized about myself. And to be honest, I wasn't left with many options. There were quite a few PVC totes on the market, but very rarely did they have a really deep base. So anyway, I came across this one. It was a really good price. I think it was about 200 Australian dollars. So very, very affordable. And I thought, you know what, that's about all I would want to spend on a baby bag anyway, just because it's probably going to get ruined. So, you know, it was ticking a lot of my boxes. Plus it didn't look too vintage to me. I did think that it would be a little bit taller and that these straps would be a little bit longer. Nevertheless, I'm really happy with it. And when it arrived, as you can see, there's some marks on the inside. There is peeling on the exterior, which when it first arrived, I don't know if you guys can see that, but when this first arrived, that was all sticky and I freaked out. I even posted on my Instagram saying, guys, who knows how to deal with a sticky exterior, because I'm fine with doing it on the interior when you're getting rid of the stickiness, but obviously I don't want to get rid of any of this canvas, so, or the PVC. So anyway, a lot of you guys sent through some amazing tips, but I did notice that just by airing it out, the stickiness has gone. Like there's no stickiness anymore. And I've been using this all week for work and it's been great. I did notice though, I can't really wear this bag, like this monogram, when I'm wearing any polka dots or patterns. I mean, you still can, but for me personally, I would rather just wear it with like a very plain outfit in terms of pattern and colors, because I want this then to be like the main feature. So that's it, guys. They are my 3 purchases that I made. They all arrived on the same day, actually in the same package as well. So the last couple of vintage purchases that I've made have been via Mercari, and I'm not going to delve too much into it because I don't want the responsibility of anyone buying anything that's not authentic, but I'm just letting you know that I purchased these from Mercari. I'm sure there are so many amazing videos here on YouTube giving you guys a step-by-step guide on how to use Mercari, but like I said, I'm just not going to delve into it because I'm not an expert myself, and this was like the second time I've ever used that platform, but so far it has worked for me and I am really, really loving these pieces. So let me know in the comments below which is your favorite. I feel like this one here is like a crowd favorite. I also love this. I mean, I love them all for their own reasons, but these two, and the fact that this fits in here beautifully, I just pretty much as soon as these arrived, I put all of my stuff in there and I was using them straight away. Actually, now that I'm holding them this close to my face, they do smell like someone else's perfume. I always find it intriguing using pre-loved items. These have had a whole life before they entered my collection, and I just like to sit there and imagine, like, where were you purchased? Who owned you previously? What perfume were they wearing? It's so nice. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Let me know what you're on the hunt for. I would love to hear what you're looking for on the pre-loved market, because I'm always open to new handbag styles. I would love to check them out. And I will see you all in my next video. Bye, guys.